Okay, our number two, and it says, given the two polynomials, I do see that, they're both quadratic. It says find all the values for A. I do see A in the problem, by the way. It says find all the values for A for which the two polynomial functions have at least one common zero. That's a root, by the way. You're the whiteboard, and I'll make some attempt to do it at the whiteboard now, all right? So, I'll write down what I've been given. I've been given that f of x, again, it's problem number 2, is equal to x squared plus 3ax plus 2a squared. And I've been given g of x is equal to x squared plus x plus a. And I would say, I want to try and find the root of f of x. So really what I'm looking at is, when does f of x equal 0? I don't know. I'll write this down. So x squared plus 3ax plus 2a squared would equal 0. And I think this is factorable, but let's give it a try. I'm going to say x and x. And then I'm going to say it looks like 2a and a. And I'm going to say plus and plus. And let me see if that's true. You get x squared, you get 3ax, and you get 2a squared. So the roots of this polynomial, x is minus 2a, or x is minus a. Now, by the way, I'm going to just go through this, one step at a time. And to do that, I'm going to write down what g of x is, by the way. G of x doesn't look factorable, by the way. But g of x is equal to x squared plus x plus a. And let's think about this. And I'm going to use the quadratic formula to do it because I can't factor it with my fingers. So I'm going to say 0 equals x squared plus x plus a. And its roots would be x equals this quadratic formula because I can't use my fingers to do it. It's going to be a 2 on the bottom, minus 1 plus or minus. All right, so the b squared, which is 1, minus 4 times a times c, and the c is the constant, by the way, so 4a. So I'm going to write this over here. The roots are going to be x equals minus 1 minus the root of 1 minus 4a over 2. And the other root, this is an or, by the way, x equals minus 1 plus the root of 1 minus 4a over 2. All right? So what are you going to do now? Well, I'm going to, set them equal. And how do you do that? It's going to be a tough one, isn't it? So I'll take this one and set it equal to the other one. And it says that they have to have one in common, right? So let's put this over here. So I'm going to say minus a equals, I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone by writing this as minus 1 plus or minus 1 minus 4a over 2. Oh boy, what am I going to do here? I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So you get minus 2a equals minus 1 plus or minus the root of 1 minus 4a. I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and get 1 minus 2a equals plus or minus the root of 1 minus 4a. Let's take a look at that. I guess I could square both sides, right? It's pretty relatively simple to do. Let's write this down. So you can get 1 minus 4a plus 4a squared. And when you square the other side, what do you get? You get 1 minus 4a. All right? So what does that say? It says that 4a squared is equal to 0. And that means a would have to be 0. All right? And, going back over that, that's not so bad. Let's try the other one now. And the other one, what was the other root? Minus 2a, right? Let's write that one down. And again, I'm going to try to speed it up by just saying plus or minus. Take some thinking, by the way. That's minus 4a. Let's see, minus 1 plus or minus the square root 1 minus 4a. I multiply this side by 2, by the way. Add 1 to both sides, you get 1 plus 4a equals plus or minus the square root of 1 minus 4a. Oh, Let's see if we can do that. Square both sides. That's 1 plus 4a squared. A little more difficult, isn't it? Equals 1 minus 4a. If you square both sides, you get that. I have to worry about a, by the way. But anyway, what do you get over here? You're going to get... Oh, you know what? I think I made a mistake, and I just noticed it. Let me get my eraser out. You may wonder why I notice these things. I look back over my work, by the way. That's a minus sign. Sorry about that. Let's write this down. You can get 1 minus 8a plus 16a squared. Over here, you get 1 minus 4a. Let me keep moving along. This is 16a squared. I'm going to add 4a to both sides. That's minus 4a. And subtract 1 from both sides to get 0. Well, let's factor out the 4a. So you get 4a. And what do you get there? 4a minus 1 equals 0. So we have another solution. And it's just going to be a equals 1/4, right? So I have to think about it now. So, we have two answers, by the way. We have a equals 0, a equals 1/4. And I'm going to go back, and in some sense, you forgot what you just did. I got two answers to this over here. And I want to go back to the original problems. And if a is equal to 0, right, what would I get for f of x? So I'm going to say if a is equal to 0, what do I get? F of x would equal to x squared. And g of x would equal to what? X squared plus x. And if I were to factor, that would be x times x plus 1. Now the question is, does it fit the condition they wanted, which is, you're given two polynomials, find the values for a, which the two polynomials have at least one root in common. Well, that works because they have one root in common. Now, what's the other answer going to be? Again, I'm assuming it's 1/4 is going to work as well, by the way. Let's write that one down. So if a is 1/4, this is more difficult, by the way. What would you get over here? You'd get f of x equals x squared plus 3/4 of an x plus 2 times a quarter squared. That's the 16th, right? That's 1/8, right? Boy, that looks tough. And what's the other guy going to be? G of x equals x squared plus x plus 1/4. And I'm going to just, maybe put g of x down the factored form of it. And that's going to be x plus 1/2 quantity squared. And what's that root going to be? That root would be minus 1/2, all right? Now, if I do the other one, which I know looks difficult, but I think I can do that too. If I could factor f of x, I know they're fractions, but I think I can do it. I'm going to say x, and that's 1/8. And I'm going to say 1/4 plus. It's tough though, isn't it? X squared. 1/4 is 3/4. That worked okay. And you do get 1/8. And they do share a root in common. They're both minus 1/2. So I found two a's, by the way. Both work. That a works. That a works. Thank you.